When my parents told me that I would be attending Notre Dame for high school, I was terrified. During the first week of Notre Dame, I got ready. I had the Hail Mary memorized, and I went to class. And right away, I knew that there was something different. You could already feel the spirit and the connection between all of the students. I was very quick to make bonds, even though everybody had pretty much come from the same graduating class. When I went to public school, like the orientation I did attend it my freshman year, they were telling me that I would only be able to take about 2 AP courses because they wanted me to focus solely on what I wanted to do in the future. And as a freshman, you really don't know what you're going to do in the future. So Notre Dame allowed me to take AP courses across the subject, and that essentially helped me get accepted into UC San Diego, University of Washington, UC Riverside, USC, UCLA, and Berkeley. So opening those acceptances was something else. Notre Dame essentially allowed me the opportunity to even compete with other students across the nation and across the world for that matter. Without the teachers and the one-on-one help and the opportunities to participate in different extracurriculars and the opportunity to involve myself in a bunch of different AP courses, I would not have looked as good on paper. I would not have had a story for my application. And even in the English classes, we were helped. We were trained to write a college essay, and they've been very helpful planning for the future rather than just planning for the year ahead.
So I decided to take 19 units this last quarter, and 2 of those classes included psychology and neuroscience. The notes were extremely confusing that I took. They weren't good at all, and I was very pressed for time since I took so many units. So I dug into my Notre Dame notes from Mr. Gues's biology and anatomy, and from those notes they were much more clear and detailed, and I was able to study for those midterms and finals and eventually get a 4.0 that quarter because of it. It saved me so much time and it helped me a lot.
I always wanted to help children who were victims of violence, and I always wanted to help women. And although I didn't know exactly what a deputy district attorney was while I was at Notre Dame, I knew that I wanted to advocate in that regard someday in my life as an attorney. I recall on one occasion I said something that maybe was not popular, and people laughed a little bit in class. Not everyone, of course, because we all were being brought up in the same setting. But I recall a teacher coming to me later and saying how proud he was and how it was so important to continue to have that mindset and to continue to have that goal and perspective for life and not to allow others to influence myself in my future endeavors. And I've carried that with me throughout my whole life. So I think that Notre Dame was able to help bring those dreams to fruition and make them a reality once I kind of found what I could do with these goals and these aspirations. I was able to implement the tools that I learned at Notre Dame to make it happen.